we're back. I mentioned earlier that we have a great guest on the show today. His name is Grant Lutscheft. I have seen Grant perform, thought of him as a one-man band. I'm finding out a little differently. Grant has another fellow that works with him, which we'll talk about. Grant is here today, and he's going to do some playing for us. We're going to have a good conversation. So, Grant, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
The idea of the show, and Grant, I've explained this to the folks, but my experience, the Andrusco experience, is that we musicians have another life, stuff that we love to do and things that we do for our own hobbies. And you're a good example of a guy who's got other interests. But before we get to that, I'm wondering if you'll tell us about your musical career. How did you first get into it? When did you start? You've come up with some unique ideas with your pedals. Give me a basic rundown.
Well, I guess out of high school, started touring around with some bands and toured Canada back and forth. Oh. And then after you get to be in your mid-20s, you get tired of hotels and that kind of life. So wanting more of a social life, I hubbed up in Winnipeg.
Yeah, well, I know that feeling. I spent a little time on the road myself. Mm-hmm. So you're not originally from here, or?
Northwestern Ontario, like you.
Oh, right, really?
Yeah.
Where from?
Well, I grew up in Vermilion Bay and then moved to Dryden after that.
Well, I'll be darned.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. My bass player, Richard, is from Dryden as well.
Oh, okay.
Now, there you go. There's a nice bit of a cross paths, you know. So you're here in Winnipeg. You're happy to be here. I've seen Grant perform many times, and he's just a wonderful performer. Great variety of music. Unique concept of how he presents himself. Tell us about your partner there. You have a partner that plays with you.
Yes, Nazim Lackey. He's a bass player, and he joined me probably about 10 years ago or so.
Oh, wow.
Really great player. He's got a good-looking resume. His background of music, coming from South Africa, is pretty unique. He's got a really eclectic world sound to him.
Yeah.
If I could describe it, I would say the Paul Simon Graceland album is what Nazim sounds like.
And also a beautiful album. Good thing you mentioned that.
Yeah.
And I have met Nazim. I've met Nazim performing with Grant, and he's a great guy. You're right. Mm-hmm. Nice fellow. Well, that many years together, you have a history. You know, like you've been playing that long together. You know each other. You feel, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you feed off each other for sure. Yeah, we don't do a lot of talking on stage, but we communicate pretty easily.
A lot of singing, a lot of harmonies.
Doing a lot of things on the fly without talking about it, and you can just do that after a while. Yeah.
That's great. That's what it's all about. Performing, like you mentioned, we wing it a lot, right?
Sure, yeah.
Performers, that's the real performer who can take it and keep rolling with it and make it even better than when we first started, you know. The evening goes on, hopefully. All right, listen, Grant, would you mind playing a song for us? I know the folks would love to hear you perform. And
sure.
Here we go, folks. We'll get Grant set up, and he's going to play a song for you.
It's rain coming, it's rolling around the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. Well, that train keeps a-rolling on down to San Antonio. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Churchill just to watch him die. When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry. Well, I bet there's rich folk eating in fancy dining cars. They're probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. Well, I know I had it coming. I know I can't be free. But those people keep moving, and that's what tortures me. They freed me from that prison. If that railroad train was mine, I bet I'd move it on a little farther down the line. Off in Folsom Prison, that's where I want to stay. And I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away.